So it is Sunday, the 2nd of October, 2016. I'm in front of the Unitarian Church of Montreal, protesting against, well, specifically today, Unitarian Universalist clergy sexual abuse, including sexual abuse of children, and Unitarian Universalist cover-up and denial thereof. Oh, look, somebody went after my picket signs. That woman who I thought she was up to something, and she knocked down my picket signs, so we'll just put them back up again. And you know, she might have considered stealing them, because in the past I've had signs stolen, but she might have changed her mind when I turned around, and she didn't want to be caught on film stealing my picket signs. Actually, film's not the right word, it's all digital, but nonetheless, she didn't want to be caught on video. And in fact, you know, in part, this video serves as my own personal, you know, surveillance camera to protect myself against theft and assault and so on by Unitarians. But yes, you know, it's not clear 100% that this woman was trying to steal my picket signs, but it's certainly a very real possibility. She certainly moved them from, you know, where they were, and it's entirely possible that she might have tried to get into the church with them. It's not the first time something like that's happened. So as it is, you know, she didn't steal the picket signs, but I think it might be because I turned around and, oh look, Frank Green from the look of things. That's going to be interesting. Frank Green is a former president of the Unitarian Church of Montreal, and he's one of the church members who's very much responsible for my being out here protesting. So, hey Frank, you don't look too happy today.
I'm happy, you're not.
Oh, I'm thrilled actually. How many people get to be accused of blasphemy by Unitarians in the 21st century? Especially atheist Unitarians. That's truly a unique honor and privilege, Frank. I'm thrilled to bits to be accused of blasphemy. I think it's hilarious. I couldn't ask for more from Unitarian Universalists than to be accused of blasphemy in the 21st century. But yes, I'm not happy about clergy sex abuse and cover-up and denial thereof, and even non-sexual clergy abuse, as you're well aware. So yes, you're right, I'm not happy about that. But I'm very, very, very hugely happy to be accused of blasphemy by atheist Unitarians in the 21st century. That's a feather in my cap, Frank. So we're at 3 minutes here. We might keep this section short because it might be easier for upload purposes to have a shorter clip than a longer one. But yeah, that was Frank Green, one of the people who falsely labeled an interreligious event that had organized as a cult. Good day. So, got someone else going in there. So Frank was sort of half right, you know. Yes, I'm not happy about certain things. That's why I'm protesting. Usually you don't protest if you're happy. But on the other hand, I'm very, very happy to be accused of blasphemy by atheist Unitarians. I think it's hilarious. I mean, I burst out laughing when I read the letter for the first time. You know, when I got the cease and desist demand letter accusing me of blasphemous libel in my email inbox on Friday, June 1st of 2012, you know, when I read the PDF attachment of the actual letter, I literally burst out laughing, and that was on the first page. I hadn't even got to the blasphemous libel part. It was basically the laughter came as a result of the Unitarian Universalist Association accusing me of sexual harassment of Reverend Kelly Murphy Mason for referring to her two-faced hypocrisy as sucking and blowing at the same time. So you know, they tried to pretend that that colloquialism, which is all about inhaling and exhaling air at the same time, somehow had, you know, sexual connotations. Well, you know, it does, I suppose, if you're dirty-minded as as I guess Reverend Dr. Kelly Murphy Mason is, and as the Unitarian Universalist Church's Stikeman Elliott lawyer is. But any reasonable person seeing that phrase would understand that it's about inhaling and exhaling air at the same time. That loses its sense if it is interpreted from a sexual perspective, because the whole point is about contradictory actions, not identical ones. So yeah, I really burst out laughing when I saw that. So, but then yeah, I was very pleasantly surprised to see that the letter went on to accuse me of making unfounded and vicious allegations to the effect that ministers of the association engage in such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape, and that these allegedly unfounded allegations were so defamatory that they amounted to the criminal act of blasphemous libel against the tiny declining fringe religion known as the UU movement, or the U*U movement, or Unitarian Universalism. So, yes, very humorous letter, I must say. And I've had a lot of fun with it over the years. So, haven't actually addressed the part about sucking and blowing at the same time. I could have said what I just said earlier in a letter to Maitre Marc-André Coulon, but I haven't actually done that yet. So maybe I will one of these days. Alrighty. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I think in one of my more recent letters, i.e. one that I sent in the last year or so, I did ask him what he was thinking when he made that accusation. So far, with the exception of this individual member of the church who tried to erase my chalk slogan saying Unitarians cover up pedophilia and rape, there has yet to be an attempt to erase my chalk slogans on a fair number of previous occasions now. Church members and church leaders have come out with the hose and hosed down my chalk slogans so that they're totally obliterated, but that hasn't happened yet. So it probably won't happen, I'm suspecting now. I guess they got tired of looking like idiots on YouTube, because I filmed it wherever it was possible to film them erasing my slogans. I filmed it and put it up on YouTube, so they're not looking too good. Anyhow, I think we're going to wrap this segment up. What the hell, no, we'll keep it going. We'll keep it going for now. I had thought of keeping it short just for the Frank Green thing, but we'll let it go its full length and deal with things later. So I still got people coming towards the church from the west and also from the east. One being a jogger who's not likely to be going to church. Oh, we got Mark Abley coming out, and so Mark Abley is the Gazette Words columnist. So they're doing a little gathering to welcome people into the church. So yeah. So it's kind of funny because Going back to 2007, 2008, Reverend Diane Rollert, who's the minister in the blue robe and rust stole, claimed to be very, very, very frightened of me, and she used that claim to obtain a restraining order against me. Basically claimed to be in fear of her personal safety, and yet she doesn't seem to be terribly afraid of me today. I can't say I've actually seen any evidence of her ever actually being afraid, and yet she told the police and Crown prosecutors that she was, very, very frightened. She rounded up church. She rounded up other church members to make similar depositions, and basically managed to persuade one of the worst judges in Quebec, I don't mind naming her, Judge Roland Matt, to place a 1-year restraining order against me. The idea was to permanently shut down my protest. The church clearly thought that if they got a restraining order once, they'd be able to extend it indefinitely. But that was not the case. When the 1-year period ended, I resumed my protest. And one of the interesting things about that is the day I resumed my protest, Reverend Diane Rollert came out of the church to within about 3 feet of me and told me I had no right to be there. So the woman who claimed to be very, very frightened of me, afraid of for her personal safety and so on, she oh yes, I most certainly am. But you can take a picture of me, I don't mind. Oh look, we got Bob Wright coming here. So yes, the woman in the white jacket and is most welcome to take a picture of me if she wishes. I'm trying to remember her name. It's something Freud, I think, is her last name. Can't remember her first name, but I do believe her family name is Freud. I don't know if she's any relation to the famous Sigmund Freud or not, but anyhow, we got some more people coming this way. We got John Inder in the background there, former president of the church, who is largely responsible for my being here.
Take a picture of whatever's on the screen there. Again? And now you've got 3 pictures. Good.
Feel free to put them on your Facebook account.
Thank you. Good morning.
So again, this is a new thing. This is not normal procedure.
I've had no feedback.
But I think for various reasons the church has decided to basically come out and make a very public show of welcoming people into the church. They've not done this in the past. This is only this church year that they've done this kind of thing. I suspect it's a variation on their positive picketers idea of, way back when, where they actually sent out counter protesters. But what's interesting is, it just underlines the willful ignorance and psychological denial. They're just pretending I'm not here. Well, other than taking a photograph of me and so on, but they're just, pretending that this protest has no validity. It doesn't matter that somebody's outside their church protesting about clergy abuse, including sexual abuse of children, and cover-up and denial thereof. So yes, they're totally unconcerned. Well, John Inder doesn't look too happy. Oh, he's yawning. Okay, but yeah, just the total lack of concern, I think, says a lot about not only Montreal Unitarians, but Unitarian Universalists more generally. They just you know, when confronted with unpleasant facts, they totally ignore them or pretend they're not true and pretend they're of no consequence and so on. So there he goes, David Roller. Well, David, I hope you're proud of yourself too. You are now a knowing and willful participant in the cover-up and denial of such despicable crimes as pedophilia. Oh, make a funny face. You, sir, are erasing my protest against Unitarian Universalist cover-up and denial of child sex abuse, sir. And you can think that's funny, but I can assure you that most members of the public will disagree with you and won't find it funny at all. So enjoy your little laugh. So that was David Rollert. I guess he took advantage of the fact that I was filming what was going on over there to erase my slogans. I guess he thought he might be able to get away with it without me noticing. He makes this ridiculous face when I confront him about the fact that he is now knowingly and willfully and actively involved in cover-up and denial of such despicable crimes as pedophilia and rape. I think I might shout a few slogans. You know, you're allowed to shout slogans at a protest, so I think maybe I'll do that. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Unitarian clergy abuse has to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Unitarian Universalist misuse of blasphemy law to cover up pedophilia and rape sucks. You asterisk you.
Over and over again until we got actually back into the sanctuary, and then we started all the process. So, yeah.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, did Reverend Diane Rollert perjure herself by claiming to be very, 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 very frightened of me in seeking a restraining order against me? Is that possible that Reverend Diane Rollert outright lied in court in sworn testimony in order to get a restraining order that would prevent me from protesting in front of the church? Or is she just suffering from paranoid delusions? You know, is she just a very, very insecure person who fears for her life when there's really no reason to do so?